Hi, Linda. You probably don't recognize me and may not even recognize me now because I am sporting my Corona hair along with my Corona beard in my Corona basement, sweating profusely in my suit, but it's okay. Um, I really wanted to, and thanks to Donna for reaching out to me. Um, just to thank you and congratulate you on a absolutely stellar career as the most inspiring educator that I've ever known or worked for. Um, and so I've been thinking about you a lot and kind of going back to my days at Copperwood and when you were my school director when I went over to Desert Valley, and I thought of a few things that stood out. One was the first day I ever met you. Um, I had just finished unloading a U-Haul into a third-story apartment with no elevator and 117 degrees, thinking, oh my God, what have I done? And so I walked in, and the first person that I interviewed with was Nick Battaglia. And that consisted of about 12 minutes of talking about the Cubs and being Italian. I guess I passed because he kicked me upstairs to you. And here was my interview with you. You marched me down to the classroom that I was going to be teaching in because the teacher was leaving, but she was still there. And so we walk in and we watch like maybe 2 minutes and walk out. And you asked me two questions. And the first question was, what would you do different? And I'm sitting here thinking, a lot. And then you had glanced at my resume and you saw that I'd done some coaching and you said, are you a teacher that coaches or a coach that teaches? And I kind of went, my dad's a coach. I'm a school teacher. I'm a school teacher. And because you're known for making crazy decisions, you decided to hire the gringo from Spokane with no experience. And so I came in scared as the day is long, and there's Donna Keller to give me a hug as I was leaving the frying pan. And I remember you really supported me as a new young teacher that, and I'll steal one of your lines that I actually to this day still use. Every day I pulled up into the Copperwood parking lot and I looked in my rearview mirror and I said, okay, today's the day. They're going to figure out I have no idea what I'm doing. And you helped me through that. And it took about a month to win over the kids and then started to gain some traction, was feeling pretty good. And I was teaching a lesson and you walked in and I was teaching like my hair was on fire. I was burning a lot of calories, but it wasn't landing. And you stayed for a few minutes and didn't say anything. And then as you were walking out the door, you turned over your shoulder and you said, we're not in Kansas anymore. And I was like, amen. And so with the legend of Linda, there's all these stories, and it's kind of like Bo Jackson. The people that know Bo Jackson will tell you that 90% of the stories about Bo Jackson are true. And I think the people that know Linda will tell you the same thing. So here's one story that stood out. So I was walking through the office, totally minding my own business. I think maybe I was going to make copies. I don't know. And you're in there with a kid, and I just hear, Reza, get in here. And so I go in there, and you've got this kid who had, and my first thought was, what the hell am I doing in here? That's not even my kid. And he had made what we'll just say is inappropriate, highly inappropriate item in wood shop. And so you're dressing him up one side and down the other. What am I supposed to do with you? Do you want me to have you go in front of the entire class and demonstrate how to use this? And I'm like, oh, you can't say that. And I think Linda is the queen of you can't say that, but I said it and it works. And so actually, to be honest with you, that never happened to me. That happened to another person. But whenever I tell Linda's stories, and I tell them often, even if I always tell them in the first person. And I just really appreciated how you took care of me. I wanted to do something special for you to congratulate you on an amazing career. And we kind of talked the other day about doing it in this sort of environment, but you always find a way. You always find a way. And so I wanted to do something special for you. And I'm kind of thinking, one of the things you always taught me is looking for connections and making connections. And so I do that in like all facets of my life, and I learned it from you. And so as I'm kind of watching what's going on and Endless Time to Ponder, and kind of watching what this is doing to us and the people we love, the biggest loss for me in this whole thing has been John Prine. And if you haven't heard of John Prine, I always say there are two types of people in the world. There are people that have never heard of John Prine. And there are people that think John Prine is a god. The former far outweighs the latter. I'm of the latter. And I heard a song on the last album that he released. It's the last song. And I made a connection. I'm not sure if it's the 100% right one, but I feel like I got a piece of it. And so it's a song about kind of transitions and celebrating the next phases in our lives and in our existence, and how to enter into the next phase and with only and actually, look, I actually got a guitar, and I'm not going to play it because one of the other things I realized is it ain't like riding a bike. But this song did kind of remind me of you, and so forgive my voice, but I'll sing it for you. One kind of caveat is you call your district office the DAC. We call ours downtown. And so I kind of switched up the words a little bit, but here we go. Gonna have me a cocktail, vodka and ginger ale. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette 9 miles long. I'm gonna kiss that pretty girl on the tilt-a-whirl, 'cause LPT is leaving downtown. Congratulations. Love you.